If your email platform has years of tags and you're not totally sure what half of them mean, that's not just annoying. It can make your automations harder to trust, your promotions harder to send, and your audience harder to understand. So most creators don't set out to build a messy tag system. It happens one campaign at a time. A lead magnet here, a webinar there, a product launch, a checkout integration, a random automation you built 2 years ago, and eventually your tag list becomes a pile of names instead of an actual system. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to build an email tagging system that scales so your tags help you run the business instead of making everything harder to manage. Hi, I'm Liz Stapleton, a systems-focused online business owner, and I help creators build with clarity and scale without chaos through what I like to call the creator operating system. And email tagging sits right inside the operating system because your tags affect who gets what and who should be excluded, what your audience is interested in, and how cleanly your automations run. So here's the problem with email tags. They are very easy to create in the moment. You're setting up a new opt-in, so you create a tag. You run a webinar, so you create a tag. You want to track clicks, so you create a tag. You launch a product, you create a tag. None of those decisions are wrong by themselves. But if every campaign creates tags without a bigger structure, your list gets harder to use over time. And the real issue is not necessarily the number of tags. The issue is whether those tags answer useful business questions. So a tag should help you do something. It should help you understand a subscriber, trigger an automation, personalize communication, exclude someone from a promo, or report on something useful. So before you create a tag, ask yourself, what decision will this help me make later? Good tags should answer questions like, what did this person opt into? What are they interested in? What have they bought? Where are they in a sequence? What should they not receive? What temporary campaign are they a part of? If a tag does not answer a question, trigger an automation, or support reporting, it may just become future clutter. Now, the easiest way to make tags scalable is to create categories. You don't want one giant undifferentiated list. You want tags grouped by purpose. The first category is source or opt-in tags. So these tell you where someone came from or what they requested. For example, someone downloads my content workflow map, or on my other site, a legal checklist. The second category is interest tags. So these tell you what someone is interested in. Maybe they clicked multiple emails about email systems, content workflows, affiliate programs, or legal templates. The third category is customer or product tags. So these tell you what someone has purchased or enrolled in. And the fourth category is behavior tags. These can track meaningful actions like they attended a webinar, they clicked a high intent link like to a checkout page, or maybe they just need to request more information. The fifth category is suppression or exclusion tags. So these are extremely useful because they stop you from sending the wrong thing to the wrong person. For example, say someone is going through an evergreen funnel where you're pitching a product. You don't also want to send them your launch at the exact same time, right? They're going to get confused that they're being pitched to for 2 different products from you at the same time. So excluding current customers who already have the product from the promo is a great way to use them. And you can also exclude people that are already being promoted something else. And then the sixth category is temporary campaign tags. So these are tags you use for a launch, a summit, a webinar, or a special campaign, but they should not live forever without review. So those categories give your tagging system a backbone. Once you know the categories, naming conventions are what make this system usable 6 months from now. So because future you should not have to decode what a tag means, a simple pattern might look like this: opt-in, and then you name the opt-in. So for example, opt-in / content workflow map. Another one might be interest / email systems. Another one could be customer / kit cleanup manager. Another one could be event, summit, 2026, registered. Another could be exclude current customer or exclude current promotion or something. Another one could be campaign, / spring promo 2026 kit sale or whatever. I like something more than spring promo personally. The exact prefixes you use don't matter as much as the consistency. So the goal is that when you open your email platform, similar tags can sit together and you can immediately tell what a tag is for. If you use Kit, ActiveCampaign, Flowdesk, or another platform, the interface may look different, but the logic is the same. A naming convention turns the tag list into something readable. Now let's take a step back and talk about what not to tag. So you don't want to tag every tiny behavior just because you can. If you're never going to use the information, you probably don't need the tag. You don't need to create duplicate tags that mean the same thing either, which is easy to do when you're just creating on the fly with no naming convention in mind. So for example, you might have one tag called webinar attendee, another one attended webinar, another one webinar watched, right? They all mean the same thing, but it's confusing. Well, was it all for the same webinar? Were they different webinars? It just provides a lot of confusion, and it makes it harder to understand what's happening with your list. And it can make then your reporting and your automations get messy. So do not keep temporary tags forever without a cleanup plan. Now, a tag that was useful for a launch 2 years ago may not need to stay active in the system. And don't create tags without a naming pattern. That's how you end up with tags like new lead, lead magnet 1, interested, and clicked, all sitting in the same list with no context. So let's walk through an example. Say someone downloads a free resource in my content workflow map. They get a tag, right, that says, I think mine's actually like coh-opt-in/content workflow map. But you could do opt-in-content workflow map. I have multiple brands in one email marketing service, which is why I have it by brand as well. And that tells me what brought them in. And then over the next few weeks, maybe they end up buying my copy paste AI automator tool, which I offer like a discount for a limited time after someone opts in. So I would then tag them as, purchase copy paste AI automator. And then they're getting more emails. I might tag them as interested in email systems, where I'm talking, emails where I'm talking about my email episode. So now I know what kind of content they're engaging with. And later, if they buy a template or product, or they upgrade to something else I sell, then they'll get, the purchase tag or customer tag, depending on what you like to use. I like to use purchase. I do like COH-purchase-the product name, but you could just do customer-the product name, whatever works for you. And the tag is important because it triggers onboarding, and it makes it easy for me to see kind of what they've gotten and provide the right amount of support that they need. It can also help me avoid sending a promo for the exact same product later. So you might have an exclusion tag or segment rule that says exclude people with this product for the next promo of the product. That's what makes it a scalable tag system. So each tag has a job. Source tells you where they came from. Interest can tell you what they care about. Customer tells you what they bought. And exclusion protects the subscriber experience. You are not tagging everything. You're tagging what helps the business communicate better. So even a good tag system needs maintenance. And I suggest a quarterly cleanup rhythm, and I've been guilty of taking longer in between, but I've made it so super simple for me, and I created something that will help you too if you want it. I use Kit, and so I figured out an easy way to do it. But basically what you want to do during this cleanup rhythm is you want to look for duplicate tags, or archive or remove temporary campaign tags that no longer matter, right? Do I really need to know who opted into my Black Friday waitlist in 2024? Probably not. You also want to check whether old automations are still using certain tags, and document what key tags mean. Maybe you have some great tags, they just need to be tweaked in their naming to make it a little easier in the future for you to understand them. And before you build a new automation, check whether the tag you need already exists. This doesn't have to be a giant project every time. Making it a small recurring cleanup is usually better than waiting until the whole system feels impossible to understand. Now, inside the Creator operating system, email tags are not just technical clutter. They're part of your audience operations. They help you send better emails, protect customer experience, understand what people care about, and keep automations from working against each other. A scalable tagging system is not about tracking everything. It is about tracking the things that help your business make better decisions. Now, if you use Kit and you have a Kit account and your email platform already feels messy, then it's exactly why I created Kit Cleanup Manager. I needed an easier way to clean up my 400 plus tags and delete. I deleted, I think, almost 100. Basically, it helps you audit, rename, and mark tags for deletion. It can also help you clean up your custom fields and show you a full list of all your segments. And right now, as I'm recording this, it is $27 for the first 100 people that grab it. After that, the price goes up, but it's then only $47, I think. So it's a great, simple tool that you can reuse over and over again. So to start building an email tagging system that scales, I want you to start by looking at your current tags and asking, does each one have a clear job? Because once your tags have jobs, your email system gets a lot easier to scale.